In the annals of human history, there exist artifacts that defy understanding, relics that mock the limits of our knowledge, as if placed by some unseen hand to challenge the curious and the brave. Among them, one stands apart, a single ancient book, a manuscript written in a language no one can read, filled with illustrations of plants that don't exist, diagrams of stars and planets arranged in impossible patterns, figures of women bathing in what seemed to be alchemical pools. A work so strange, so utterly alien in its content and design, that for over 5 centuries, the greatest minds of every generation have failed to decipher even a single sentence. It is called the Voynich Manuscript, and its mystery has endured for centuries. Tonight, we dive into the dark, tangled history of this enigmatic text, tracing its origins, its bizarre contents, and the countless failed attempts to unlock its meaning. We'll follow in the footsteps of medieval scholars, Renaissance alchemists, Cold War cryptographers, and modern artificial intelligence, each confronting the same stubborn question: what is the Voynich Manuscript and why does it exist? Hidden within the dusty archive was a single volume unlike any other, roughly 240 vellum pages, filled with strange, looping script and elaborate, hand-drawn illustrations. Its pages were of fine calfskin, the inks faded but enduring, and the text incomprehensible. Voynich, a seasoned antiquarian, instantly realized he was holding something unique. He purchased the manuscript and brought it to England, beginning a lifelong obsession that would ultimately bear his name. The manuscript's early history remains clouded in obscurity. A faded note found with it claimed that in the late 16th century, the book had been acquired by Emperor Rudolph II of the Holy Roman Empire, an eccentric ruler known for his fascination with the occult and arcane texts. Rudolph reportedly paid 600 gold ducats for the volume, believing it to be the work of the famed English alchemist Roger Bacon. But this, too, remains speculation. The manuscript disappeared for centuries before resurfacing in the 20th century in Italy. Still unread, still undeciphered. The pages are divided into distinct sections, each filled with intricate illustrations and columns of text written in an unknown alphabet. There are herbal pages, each displaying drawings of fantastical plants, some resembling known herbs, others entirely imaginary. An astronomical section, depicting sunbursts, stars, and zodiac wheels, their layouts adhering to no known cosmological system. A balneological section, featuring naked women immersed in tubs and pools, connected by a network of elaborate plumbing and organic structures. A pharmaceutical section, detailing jars, vessels, and compound recipes. And throughout it all, page after page of indecipherable script. The alphabet, composed of roughly 20 to 30 characters, flows with the elegance of a natural language. Letters repeat in predictable patterns, suggesting syntax, grammar, and linguistic structure. But no known language, living or dead, has ever matched it. Attempts to correlate the script to European, Asian, Middle Eastern, and indigenous American languages have all failed. And so it remains, a book without a tongue, a language without a name. In the 1920s, Voynich sent copies to leading cryptographers of the day, including William Newbold, who claimed to have deciphered hidden messages within the text using a microscope, only for his theory to be discredited posthumously. Later, during World War II, American codebreakers from the Office of Strategic Services, the forerunner of the CIA, attempted to crack the manuscript using techniques developed for Axis military ciphers. They too failed. Even Cold War-era intelligence agencies allegedly scrutinized the Voynich Manuscript, suspecting it could be an elaborate codebook or a ciphered document of unknown origin. In more recent decades, professional and amateur linguists, cryptographers, and historians have pored over its pages. Some have argued it's an elaborate hoax, created in the Renaissance to swindle an overly curious collector. Others believe it to be a medieval pharmacological guide, its secrets obscured by an intentionally constructed cipher known only to its creator. And then there are those who suggest it may be the work of an uncontacted culture, a fragment of a lost civilization whose language and symbols never reached the wider world. Despite these efforts, no one has cracked its code. Each theory inevitably crumbles under scrutiny. Computer scientists from the University of Alberta applied AI-driven algorithms to analyze the text structure. What they found was curious. Statistical patterns consistent with natural human language, but lacking any clear linguistic correlate. The script obeyed the rules of phonetic distribution. Letters appeared in ways consistent with real languages, implying that whatever system lies beneath, it is not random. In 2018, another study claimed to have identified Hebrew as the manuscript's base language, albeit heavily ciphered, though this too has been met with skepticism. The manuscript's vellum pages have been carbon dated to the early 15th century, placing its creation between 1404 and 1438. But even with precise dating and cutting-edge tools, its purpose and content remain opaque. The AI that cracked ancient Egyptian scripts, translated dead languages, and predicted missing fragments of classical texts still stumbles in the face of the Voynich Manuscript. Its illustrations, too, defy easy categorization. Plants with impossible structures, bathing rituals conducted by women in biologically inspired piping systems, diagrams of stars and orbits foreign to any known medieval cosmology. It is, in every sense, a document out of time, a text that should not exist. What is the Voynich Manuscript? A riddle? A relic? A joke? Among the leading theories are a medieval pharmacopoeia, a compendium of herbal remedies encoded to protect trade secrets, an alchemical treatise containing recipes and rituals for the transmutation of matter and spirit, a ciphered diplomatic text, its code lost to history, a psychological exercise created by a lone savant or mystic, perhaps suffering from cryptographic obsession, recording their inner world in a language of their own design, or simply an elaborate hoax. But if it were a hoax, it would be one of unparalleled sophistication. The text is too consistent, its patterns too precise, its illustrations too deliberate. It would require years of effort, an unthinkable commitment for a mere prank in an age when the payoff would have been fleeting. And so the debate continues. It is a relic from a lost world, a message in a bottle sent across centuries to a future unable to read it. Its pages have survived fire, war, the rise and fall of empires, and the relentless scrutiny of the modern age. And yet it endures, mocking our faith in the power of reason to solve every puzzle. Perhaps the true purpose of the Voynich Manuscript lies not in its content, but in its capacity to provoke curiosity, to remind us that there are, and will always be, mysteries that lie beyond our grasp, that in every age, some questions must remain unanswered, and some riddles left unsolved. And so, the Voynich Manuscript waits, in a library vault in Yale University, beneath the numbered designation MS-408. It endures, waiting for the one reader, the one mind capable of unlocking the message it has guarded for 600 years. Perhaps that reader is yet to be born. Perhaps the manuscript is simply waiting for you.